different. My 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 ability to share with you the my
You don't. You don't.
okay,
Only too much.
my ability to share with you and um and despite others.
And what else do you want us to learn?
And I would like for you to really just give me permission to share. Okay. The
What would you like to share? You want to share?
okay. I will let me tell you, a stroke is coming. It's let's see. Stroke is stroke is a stroke is it's,
I think we get it.
yeah.
You're embodying it. Now, what do you want us to know that you can overcome? You're trying to tell us about what life can be like even though you had a stroke, right?
Right.
Am I guessing right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what do we need to know about what's still possible even though you had a stroke?
Okay. I would like you to know that stroke is not it's it's imperative. Okay.
So what you should know is that your body language is telling the story perfectly. If you never, right guys, if you never said another word, we get everything you're saying. One thing you haven't told us yet is what's still possible for you. Just do that.
Okay. And I would like you to know that it's not too late to know that you can be all that you can be. And
You can be right there. That's awesome. Great job. That's great. I was going to say.
really,
Okay.
really good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was great. All right. What feedback? What did you love about Cynthia's presentation?
First thing is, I know you're inside, you're feeling, oh my God, I want to say this out. I can't say. That actually is the right thing for your message. If you have a market of people who stroke, right? Something, some problem, right? Yeah, something similar. And you getting up there, willing to share.
Conversation with you where I watched you articulate what you were trying to say perfectly. I know that there's from your body language and what you said. And even if I could never have those conversations, I would know that there is so much more. Like the iceberg analogy, like you have so much more that it's this godlike influence that you can't even articulate because of how powerful it is. And that gave me chills. Watching you show us your lived experience.
And I think that I've never really experienced anybody in my circle that went to stroke. And never thought, right? And it will be showing. How challenge my life, and then like how would I like this is what I'm now speaking to you also speaking about myself. How would I overcome? Like, what I mean, I need to become, like, what I need to become to get on stage, because it's really difficult. But it's not difficult, reflection from my energetic perspective. It's a lot. And I just wanted to understand that it's not about you, it's about like what you're making us feel, like what you are inspiring us, what you said, like that.
That was good. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, as we were experiencing it, called it great times to sort of enhance, but what you represented was what you've been through. And it's like, what do you want to share that? It's like, there's so much more that y'all are, you know, Bob, it's impactful. Realize your message for sure.
As the student, as we stood there as well, like you're very present, like you had such a beautiful smile, presence about you. I can hear that powerful. And there's a certain point where you began to share the message you got a little bit at the beginning of this, that you had such improvement in your voice as you spoke to the words. That you might not sort of realize that you heard, so when you watch that part back, it's very demanding.
I just wanted to know, I argue, everybody else. Any other feedback?
Yeah, I think we all do this where we get ahead really quick, especially when you can feel your heart. It's more than just you have to just take a deep breath and like live in that heart. It'll just come out in some form that like I love what you said. Like your voice should just come out and live through that heart. It's just that super out.
The one observation of coaching I would offer you is your physiology of giving up is this.
Right.
And in your physiology of getting unstuck and feeling more empowered is this. That's why I was asking you to move side to side. But you were stuck. I was just trying to get unstuck. And you got more animated with your arms. So there's something to think about. You have a tool now to go from stuck to unstuck. And you also have a tool to make sure you don't ever get stuck. This is more your physiology of movement and articulation and everything else. So you may want to consider is just do that the whole time while you're speaking. It'll keep you moving.
But if you do 10 times a day, just get it a little better, have your message, your brain is going to, oh, she's trying to tell me something. Now it is going to be like that is going to reset everything for you.
Awesome. Okay, so let's give her a hand. There you go. Note to self. Don't follow Cynthia. Who's up? Who'd like to go now? Bruce, come on up. You want to do your thing? Where are you going, Bruce? And make sure that it's everything well. Yeah, good. And if you have any notes that you want to put on the chair. Good. Okay, good. Gumball. Need for the meeting. Well, it's, I think might be the case, yeah.
Start. So he has his timer. Your timer's here. Okay.
Oh,
So he'll start it as soon as you start. He'll click start. All right, everybody, let's welcome to the stage Cruz.
So, well, my name is Bootcamp, for those of you who don't know me. And what do I do? I'm a fractional CFO, and I have a sort of an advisory firm as well. And what we do in my company is we help founders who are trying to scale their business, just using financials and using financial intelligence, really, to get them to scale it more sustainably. And, I used to be, I've been in finance for 29 years, 24 of those at GE as an executive. And really my practice has started about 2 years ago. And there's this one thing that is a recurring topic every time I'm having conversations with clients, which is most of my clients are interested in scaling their business, which really means that they want to grow their revenues. But all of them are asking, why is it that even though they're growing their revenues, they always seem to be tied to cash? I don't know if that's something that you have experienced in your own businesses, but I hear it all the time. And there's one question, there's actually 3 questions that I ask from my clients. And maybe if you, with your permission, I want to ask them from you so you understand sort of like what's my process to understanding their level of the depth of understanding of the financials. So I'm going to ask the questions from you, and I want you to raise your hand if you know the answer to this following question. What is the gross profit per offer in your business? Raise your hand if you know the profit. Great. Thanks. So how much cash did you generate last month in your business? It's good. And the last question is, what would be your cash position in 90 days? You know that? Okay, great. Yeah, most of the time I get 1, maybe 2 out of these 3 questions from when I start asking them. And it's really because, not because these people don't know their business, they actually know their business very well, they're experts at it. But the problem is that they don't know all of the numbers of the business. But they do know one thing for sure. What is it that you think they know very well? How much what? How much revenue, right? So it's revenue. So everybody knows their revenue. Everybody's tracking their revenue and maybe their cash balance on their account, and that's about it, right? And then when we start talking about the fact that money leaves your, so make money, you have to make money, right? So money leaves your bank account, and hopefully at some point it needs to come back with some profits. Everybody understands that, but what they don't understand is that the longer it takes for $1 that you put into a business to make it back into your pocket, the longer it takes, the more dangerous, the riskier it is to grow your business. Because when you're a small company, $200,000, $300,000, you can actually take a little bit of that risk because that's basically you have the money invested in the business and you have some working capital and you can probably sustain changes on a month-to-month basis. But when you're a $2, $3, $4 million company and you have all of that money invested into the business, and then something happens, like for example, you just had a bad month, or it was just like, it was the summer and nobody bought, right? And you still have all of that money in the company. That's when entrepreneurs get into trouble. It puts them in a state of like fear, in a state of fight or flight. Then they start like making stupid moves, and their first reaction is to do what? Sell more. It's like, I want to sell more because I need more cash. And then it just makes the situation worse and worse and worse. And this is one of the most important things that I try to work with my clients. I'm teaching the concept of working capital, or what I call the cash void, which is that time between you putting that dollar into your business and making it back. And that is one of the most important things that we do with my clients. But in reality, there are 3 elements to this, right? There are 3 elements. The first element is that we want to help our clients make more profit, because that is really the engine. With the same amount of revenue,
if you're more profitable, that's more money on your pocket, right? Secondly, we want to make sure that they can generate more cash, because in the end, you can be profitable, but cash is king. If it's taking you too long to collect, that's really not good for your business, right? Because otherwise, you have to put the money into the business to sustain the business in the long run. And then finally, the predictability. Remember, I asked you 90 days from now, do you know what your cash position is going to be? So we focus on making sure that we build a business that is predictable, so that you can actually make decisions, not from a state of fear, from a state of, fight or flight, but from a place of confidence and from a place of calmness, right? That's what we want. We make rational decisions ahead of us getting into trouble. So this is what we do for our companies. I mean, I do actually have a CPA, but I don't know if what should I for it? Okay, good.
Got time?
So what I developed is a free mini course where we actually explain that, and we go step by step, giving you all of the tools and the processes that you need to install in your business, so that you can get out of that situation where you are trying to grow your revenues, but are constantly getting into trouble financially. So that's what I have for you guys today. So thank you.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. So what did you love about his presentation?
You know your stuff.
Yeah. Energy or tonality or body language, how you're using the stage and just, and different parts are just really getting into it too. Just like, some of your movements that you're making, it was just, it kept us energized as an audience, and, being able to follow and track you and engaging the audience.
Thank you.
That was in the audience engagement, but there were times where there was very specific questions, right? And you created that gap, right? To begin, who knows this? Who knows this? And who identify who doesn't know? And the use of the stage areas from past, present, wrong, right, bad, good. We did that multiple times, and it helped us identify the lineage of where we were or are and where you're going to be continuous.
Awesome. Thank you.
I saw the confidence that you did know your stuff. So I felt like I asked you any questions when you were telling me. I understood like that. It's actually possible. Yeah. So I like the idea of the questions, and I like the idea of that, the confidence. So one thing I do say that you moved a lot. So I was going back and forth.
Okay.
Or maybe like standing in a place where the information is really like important for us. We want us to get so that we can just kind of hear it. Because I was following you and I was trying to listen to you at the same time.
Gotcha. But you were distracted by
Yeah, well, yeah,
My body.
especially for a person that's not familiar with the topic itself. So maybe like some of the major points that you were making to maybe stop, so that if I was writing it down, I could take a little note regarding it. So that's the part I would say. And then I think that when you say your part about the cash part and you didn't have it, like, how does it feel to know you did all of this and then just the money's not there? That's that.
That's really good.
You can stop that.
Yes.
Like you think, okay,
Yeah.
money's not in my bank account. You're right. What does that? Because we may not recognize that it's going so fast. So if you could stop to say, how do you feel when you see it, when you know that it's not there? So that's the part.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. A couple things. All right, so let's give him a hand. Terrific. Great job. And so let me, so excellent feedback, everyone. Let me give you a couple of tips on body language. And I think this might be where you were getting some of your feedback. When you are speaking, okay, your feet matter. So what you were doing, Cruz, was talking and moving side to side while you were talking. As a male, as a female, you can get away with that. Feminine energy is side to side energy. Masculine energy is not. Masculine energy is plant your feet, talk. Plant your feet, talk. Plant your feet, talk. Your feet. So you speak in the direction of your feet. Now, I'm gonna do that one more time. Don't watch me, watch them. Play at your feet and talk. Watch how she nods her head, she nods her head, she nods her head. As soon as I did. See what I mean? But if I'm like this, go like side to side or backward when you're speaking, means either you don't believe in what you're saying or you're lying.
Wow.
It's not intentional. It's not intentional. But you never, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never walk backwards while speaking.
Wow.
Ever. Watch. Who do you trust more? I've got a great product. It's a good price. We stand behind our work. Versus, we have a great product.
Yeah.
Right? It's a natural, unconscious thing. And I think that might be where that was coming from a little bit. You had a very good commanding presence. I think they call it, you were walking on your lines. So when you're delivering a point, stop, plant your feet. Look, you make great eye contact, by the way. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I think that's where the connection with the audience was. You had great eye contact. Just bring your feet along with your eyes. Plant your feet, look the person in the eyes, then deliver what you have to say. Plant your feet, look them in the eye. Okay? See what I mean? Just that. The other thing I would say is you took 1 minute and 42 seconds to introduce yourself in an 8-minute presentation. I felt like your presentation started when you said, I've got 3 questions for you. Tell me by a show of hands if you know the answer. I think you could have started right there. Okay? Because your message still would have come across and been equally as powerful. It took me a little bit to get into your presentation because you were giving me your credentials, which are important. In 8 minutes, though, like in a TED Talk, you don't hear anyone come up and give their credentials. Right? So this is why we start with a video. You have your video come up, not in this particular exercise. Normally you've had your video that would tell you, so you just come up and you can just start talking. Okay? Right. In this particular case, if you guys want to give your resume an introduction, you can do it. You have very good time management. You did your introduction, your call to action, and your content in less than 8 minutes. That was very, very good. Your time management was good. I just think that you burnt some valuable real estate in the beginning when you could have been teaching us instead. Start a question, a startling fact, or a statistic. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Okay. One more time. Let's give Cruz a hand. Who's up there? Grab your phone. Come on back here. We'll introduce you to Cruz. Not all at once. Cruz, no one. So Cruz, you get to pick the next person. All right. Nice. All right. He's making friends fast over here. I get it.
It's okay.
All right. Would you like us to film on your phone? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. Here we go. Game on. Game on.
And guess what? I'm not going to use my case, bro.
Game on is right.
Not going to use my case.
Bam.
Go, bro. I'm going to be there next time.
That's all right. Definitely glasses. Oh, okay. All over the place.
I just hear you both. Jackson, that's fine. Boston, Jackson, Jackson, Jackson.
All right, everyone, let's welcome to the stage Catherine Jackson.
Oh, it is such a pleasure to see everyone today, especially you young ladies. I am so happy to be here today. I want to ask your permission. May I share a story with you? Yes. Okay, great. Let me ask a few questions. Have you ever been in a room and you felt like you were the only person in the room and there's 1,000 people there, and you felt alone. Have you ever felt that? And give me your hands if you ever felt that way. Have you ever been in a place where you were talking on the phone to someone and they said, I just called to see how you're doing. And as they were talking, they didn't even allow you to even answer the question and they started talking about themselves. How many people felt like that? Like, man, nobody knows who I am. I would like to tell you a story about a lady named Nicole. She might be you, the woman, the executive director, the CEO, making $200,000 a year. Nicole might be the babysitter. Nicole might be the one that's home, babysitting, taking care of the family. Or it could be the Nicole that's sitting in the car, looking behind her, recognizing that she's got her husband's clothes or she got to take to the cleaners. Recognizing she got to drop off the baby lunch pail because the baby forgot to take the pail, the lunch, to school. Maybe she's recognizing that she needs to check on the neighbor because she's so one always being the one taking care of her. She's sitting there at the car, holding onto the steering wheel in front of the church. Have you been that Nicole? That Nicole saying, every time I go around, I'm looking, someone is looking for me. Every time I go around, someone's calling on my name. And maybe mom, grandma, auntie, doctor. But how she's sick, tired of being that sick and tired one, always looking for someone to call on power mental. Do you know someone desperate, delusional, depressed, despair? I know that Nicole. I know that Nicole. Are you that Nicole? Are you that Nicole? That's one that's always looking for someone to help. Are you that Nicole that work out each and every day? It might be you. Maybe you. I know that Nicole each and every day. I want to tell you that there's sometimes in life that we see people that are desperate, that's lost, that's seeking a way out. There's sometimes in life that we recognize women. They are so looking for a direction. Nicole might be in that car, and there's pillows on the dashboard because she's thinking. It might be that Nicole that sees the bottle under the seat because she's taking a drink. It might be that Nicole that you might know that maybe the next door neighbor is so desperate and looking for a way out. You know, I'm here to tell you that there are times just like the GPS. You know what, GPS? We're looking for a direction, right? Which way should we go? Where's the address? That's the same thing we are when we're looking for our health, our mind, mindset, where we want to be able to figure out which way to go. Transformation has answered the GPS, looking in the direction to go, so that you can feel full, because sometimes people don't know who you are, know what direction you need to go to. So much pain, so much despair. Maybe you might be in a place that you know we're looking at a place about moving forward, defining who we are, flying to the next place, moving from one place to the next. I'm here to tell you, there's an answer for that, Nicole. The grandmother, auntie, there's an answer for your wife. There's an answer. Yes, it is. It's revisiting, revisioning, resetting your goals in your life. That's what it's like. Let the stick of despair but a state of happiness and awareness, not a state of death, but life and laughter. Not a state I don't know, but a state of saying, I know how you feel. I know the direction that you're going into. I want to tell you, I'm here to let you know that this game that we're looking for from this moment that you can smile and laugh. Who wants to laugh and have fun? Who wants to know how to be able to know what life is about, to reset, to revisit? Because your past do not define your present. You have an opportunity to start today. Today. Transformation. Setting that GPS, going in a direction where you can move fast. You can design who you are. It doesn't say it's a mistake. It says it's the beginning of a new day. My name is Catherine Jackson. Let me walk with you. Let me talk with you. Let me take your hand and go with me along the way. Thank you.
That was awesome. Really good. Go, girl.
Thank you, done that before.
Yeah.
No, it's really.
All right. And what did you all love about her presentation?
Engaging is the.
Everything.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great energy. Great energy. Yeah. Anything else? What else did you love?
Present is great. Eye contact, going to different parts of the room to really pull in, if you were in front of each person.
Yeah, I felt like you really wanted to offer a transformation GPS. I felt good.
Enthusiastic, inviting, lots of good things going on for you.
Kept everybody engaged.
Senses that we talked about, that technique of playing with the senses, being able to create, verbalize a picture. We could all see that person, you could be that person, you know that person, and reiterating that message and identifying yourself as the guide to Nicole's salvation, right? And I think that was a very powerful message because it started off as a story, but as you continue to go on, it felt like it felt almost sermon-like to say, hey, there's despair there, but it doesn't have to be here with you or with the Nicole that you know. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, a lot of good things there. If I can offer a little bit of coaching on some of the presentation. Well, one, you use your voice really well.
Right.
I like how it was commanding and it was soft and it was fun. You took us on a nice ride. Your the content was really strong and you got across the fact that's very inspirational. What I would add in is some answers. You asked a lot of questions. Maybe a tip. What's one thing you can do right now? What's one thing you can do right now? What's one thing you can say to your neighbor? What's one, and even since you have everybody engaged, you can even have them do something amongst themselves. What's the first thing? What's the gift you see in your neighbor? Go ahead, turn to your neighbor, tell them the gift you see. I don't even know them, but you know what? That's okay. What's the gift you see in them? Even if you've just met them, and have them do something because you have them feeling. Now, if we can add something to do, I think that would add to how powerful the message was. Because you could have shown how quickly you can transform. Yeah, awesome. Great job. Let's give her a hand. Woo! Who's up? Who's up next?
Oh, it's a pop.
We're not ready. But are you, I'm curious, do you normally do this? Yeah.
Lord, tell her to work this.
Who's up now?
Doctor.
You going?
Session will create.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sponsor. All right. Terrific, guys. Really well done. Really well done. So you can
Yeah.
Oh, church. Yes.
Did you want it on the video? Yeah. You could have taken more time there.
Stop. Stop. Behave. You're going? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the stage Tanya. Woo!
How many of you have started using AI, but feel like you've only scratched the surface of what it can do for your business? And how many of you would like to do more with AI, but you're not quite sure how to start and what to do with it? Right? Well, there's a good reason why you may want to do more with it. In 2025, the Boston Consulting Group conducted a study, and they found that those who are using AI in the workforce can save about 6 hours a week. Not 6 hours, yeah, 6 hours, yes. 6 hours a week and their work day. That's almost a whole entire day. Like, what can you do with an additional 6 hours a week? Right? See more clients, do more higher level activities for your business. And that's really the opportunity here. Now, when ChatGPT came to be a thing, we all got access to it. Just like probably most of you, I dabbled in it. But I really wanted to go deeper. I really wanted to know, how can I utilize this new technology, this new thing? So I attended tons of AI workshops and summits. And then I decided to actually enroll in 2 very extensive AI consulting certification programs, of which I know I'm still a part of. And with that, though, because I'm in 2 regulated industries, financial services, I'm a financial advisor, and also Medicare, they're very highly regulated. So my concern was protecting client data and what can happen if I was careless or just not knowing exactly what I'm doing with client data. So it just led me down the track of, how can I, for my own practice, make sure that I'm implementing AI to be able to improve my productivity and profitability, and yet address the concern of mitigating risk. Anybody else in that particular, standpoint? It at least wanted to protect some things with AI. What do you give it? How much do you give it, etc. So, and certainly one of the things that I did was separate my client data from AI access. So that's one safeguard that I've been able to implement, but that doesn't solve the aspect of having an AI strategy in terms of, okay, well, how does my value set tie into what I may want AI to be able to have access to? What workflows may I want to give AI, still keeping client data safe, but how can I increase productivity and efficiency with the strategies of AI? So it has to do with the productivity, the workflows, the processes, other things that will, affect my business. Okay. And that those types of aspects of strategies doesn't necessarily relate to protecting client data. That's one aspect, but that's not the whole strategy of AI, right? And then there, as AI has advanced, have anybody heard of AI agents? Like, oh, yes, AI agents, okay. So that can sound really cool and really sexy, but it's like, and so for those of you who may not know what it is having AI basically do work for you, where they actually complete tasks for you, which is an amazing thing to do. And yet somebody who needs to pay attention to regulations and laws that around client data have to be careful around what those agents might be able to do. So although it can sound great, it also, there's kind of like a caution warning sign that, you know, possibly should come on, but it's also from a standpoint of just because we have these new technologies, and yes, we do want to employ new technologies, but AI shouldn't necessarily be involved in every single type of business decision, right? If there's automated processes that are low-level tasks, like certainly great, as long as sensitive data isn't included in that. But when we get to higher level, like, so when we're looking at our workflows, where should the human be in the loop? Where should the human, like, okay, if we have a data process here, AI may be able to do this, or automation. It may not necessarily even be AI that we need. It could just be a simple automation that we might be able to employ. But where should the human be in the loop to then have the judgment of whatever that process is? So maybe we have automation or AI at a certain point, human in the loop to oversee that, see what judgment needs to come through, and then maybe another AI or automation going forward, and then another human in the loop. So we need to look at the full process. And we'll look at the manual process of that to make sure that that is succinct and that we're dialed in with that. Then to see, okay, how can either automation or AI help in the process to have whoever's job that is, whether it's yours or your staff, be able to have higher decision making and higher judgment involved in it, higher level tasks that gives them more. You know, they don't necessarily want to do the menial tasks right, of their job, but they might want higher value tasks and higher value work. And so it's also about choosing the right solution for the right job. So how do you make that decision? I want to give you 3 words to help you make that decision. One is data. What do you give AI? Right? Garbage in, garbage out. So that's one thing we've all heard that, even as it relates to manual work. If we're giving it garbage, it's not going to be able to recalibrate that garbage in, garbage out. There's a study that really intrigued me related to privacy. Because we can strip away somebody's name and think that we have, you know, that's, oh, it's anonymous. But this private study stated that you can have date of birth, sex of a person, and their 5-digit zip code. And from that data, it was 85% that they were able to track exactly who that person was with those 3 key pieces of information. They didn't even know their name, but they were still able to track 87% of the people in the survey. So data is
Unspeakable.
Another thing is decision. What decisions am I going to give AI, and what decisions is really those are the 3 decisions: data, decisions, and damage. Those are the 3 things to consider when you're doing this media.
Right on. Well done. All right. Terrific, guys. What did you love about her presentation?
I would love to go first. I've been in the speaking sales master workshop with my union numerous times. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of improvement that you've had,
It's amazing.
Incredible. 100% agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Really amazing, really.
It's,
Well, I haven't seen it before, but I did see you implement a lot of what we learned in the last couple of days. And, I love how you create the gap. I love how that gap continued to exist as part of your message when it came down to those 3Ds. I would like to say you did have 3Ds, so it probably would be really cool to add 3Ds.
I
But-
think too.
Yeah, but, I also liked how you do have a need.
Your tone and your presence is very calming. You know, it's the way that you sort of present yourself, so it's very calming. I was trying to follow because I just stuck with big AI presentation.